Today we are going to be ranking the Friday the 13th movie posters. I've got my Crystal Lake t-shirt on. This was requested by one of my channel members. I believe it was requested by Fear the Phantom, so thank you so much for the request. I did also want to do a movie ranking today, but if I'm being honest, I've never seen Jason X, and it just didn't feel right doing a movie ranking without officially seeing all of the movies. So maybe I'll save that for Spookfest. Now this ranking is also going to include Freddy vs. Jason and the remake from 2009, but let's get into it.
Certain rules. Push the laws and you end up dead. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
Not in my movie.
Surprise, Sydney.
He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
A very simple formula.
You want to play psycho killer?
Everybody's a suspect.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I think it's going to go something like this.
Coming in last place at number 12, I have Friday the 13th Part 2. This movie poster is just the most boring in my opinion. There's really not that much going on. It's kind of just a recreation of Part 1, but way less interesting. And that's why I have it in last place. It's pretty uninspiring in my opinion. Coming in next at number 11, I have Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. This one is obviously way more interesting than Part 2's poster, but this is just definitely one of the most boring ones out of the rest of the options. Actually, now that I'm really looking at it, the mask looks a little weird. It doesn't really look like the typical mask that he wears in the movies. The shape of the mask is a little different. The shape of the holes in the mask are square. And I don't know, it's just definitely one of the more boring ones. Coming in at number 10, I have Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. This poster does have a lot going on, which obviously is more interesting than the two previous posters we just talked about, but there's just something about this poster that I don't really care for. You know, the creature on it, it's really ugly looking. Of course, you know, some people might consider that a good thing since it is a horror movie, but I don't know, I don't like this one. And this also is kind of one of the worst movies in the franchise, so coming up at number 9, I have Freddy vs. Jason. This poster is also not really the best, but of course I do love that Freddy Krueger is also on it. I think the poster could have been better for sure, but it is kind of crazy that we have these two horror icons on the poster facing off with each other. Coming in at number 8, I have Jason X. As I stated earlier, I've never actually seen this movie, but the poster is pretty cool. It's very sharp looking. Coming in at number 7, I have Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Now we are definitely entering the posters that are a bit more cool looking. I really like the light that comes streaming out of the mask holes. The tombstone is cool as well. However, I'm not crazy about the font that's on the tombstone, but this one is not bad. So that's kind of why I have it ranked in the middle. Coming in at number 6, I have the Friday the 13th remake from 2009. I do really like this poster. It's very dark. Jason looks very menacing just standing there. I like the look of the dark woods behind him, the light that's kind of shining behind him, and it's kind of different from the posters of the original franchise. This is really kind of the only poster where we have like a full body Jason just standing there. Coming in at number 5, I have Friday the 13th, Part 4, The Final Chapter. This is kind of where we start to see the shift in the look of the posters. The first 3 posters kind of have a similar concept, and Part 4 is where they start to change it up a little bit. I like that the Jason mask is kind of just laying on the floor. I like the knife through the eye, and I like the pool of blood that is surrounding the mask. Coming in at number 4, I have Part 7, The New Blood. This one is definitely one of the cooler ones. Obviously, we have the half Jason mask, and the other half is the character Tina, who obviously has some kind of like psychic powers in the movie. She's sort of connected to Jason, so I really like the way that they chose to design this poster. Of course, we have the knife down the middle, the light coming from Tina's eye, and the light coming out of the mask as well. And also, I just noticed the little pool of blood that is kind of at the tip of the knife. That is cool as well. Coming in at number 3, I have Friday the 13th, Part 3. I actually really like this one. I like the fact that Jason is standing behind the shower curtain, which is kind of like see-through in a way, and the knife that's poking through. And of course, this one is 3D, and you can kind of see that with the knife. I just like the silhouette and like the glow of light that is around the silhouette. I just think this one is pretty cool. Coming in at number 2, I have Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. While this might not be the best movie in the franchise, this is definitely one of the best posters. I love everything about this poster. I was born and raised in New York City, so to just see Jason kind of towering over all of the buildings is so cool. I like the coloring on the poster. I like that his hand is kind of resting on the top of the buildings. Of course, he has the knife in his other hand, and I just absolutely love this poster. I need to get this poster to hang up in my room. And finally, coming in at number 1, I have the very first Friday the 13th movie. I was kind of torn between this one and Part 8 because I do really love both posters, but I think this Part 1 poster is so good. The way that they have like the silhouette of the killer, but then inside of the silhouette is of course like a scene of the camp, the counselors, the moon in the back. I just think it's really cool and pretty creative to do it that way. But there you have it. That is my ranking of all 12 Friday posters. Please leave a comment down below and let me know your ranking or which one is your favorite. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on future posts and so that you can get ready for Sistapam Spookfest 2024 because that is coming soon, October 1st. I hope you guys have a happy Friday the 13th and I will see you guys next time.